Hello coders, in 10 minutes coding, today I'm gonna show you how you can connect your normal HTML project with the Tailwind CSS. As you see, this is my today's project running here, and actually it's a very small project which only have that index.html, others, services, and all are wrapping with that style.css to get the style. As you see, this is the application. I can go through the services pages, other, and come back to the home. So now here I don't want to use that style.css style. I want to implement that the Tailwind CSS style, and to do that, first thing first, you need to go to the tailwindcss.com, and from here just click on the get started. There is several way to go that, because we are not using any framework. We can also play with the CDN, and it's very easy to play with the CDN. You just need to copy that line of code, and here just comment that style.css, paste it here, and you will see that things actually round up. So now how we can implement the Tailwind CSS, you can just go with here and type any of the code, and like how actually we can do, like how is the height is going, you know. So you can find all the class name is here. So if you search one by one, just put Ctrl K and search, or you can just go with the search bar. It will be very easy to find out. And now just try to implement some of the class name. Put some class and bg, it will be just let give gray of 950, and the text it will be white, and you see it's taking, make it a flex items center and justify between. Okay, that's giving the justifying. Make a padding in x-axis 6 and height of 20. Oops, it will be 20. Okay, so now this actually good, but the problem is, you see, we didn't get any suggestion for Tailwind CSS. Here is an extension I already installed, which is Tailwind CSS IntelliSense. It's supposed to give that class name beforehand, but actually it's not working, so we cannot play with the CDN. So what actually we need to do, let's go with the Tailwind CLI, the command line, and to implement that, first we need to run that code inside our terminal. But before you run that, remember, you need to install that Node.js inside your application, otherwise it will not run. So let's copy that, and inside our terminal, from the view, let's open the terminal, and here you can check if you have that node installed or not, or npm also you can check. If you install the node, npm will automatically install here. So I have both of that, so let's just install the Tailwind CSS in my application. And after installing that, also I need to create a file which is Tailwind CSS.config.js. so this, it will create that file for me. And then what I need to do, I need to just replace this code or paste this code here, as you see inside here. So now it will give me my application the empower to use Tailwind CSS, but not yet. There is another thing to implement. You see, in the source folder, I need to create another file which input.css. So let's create a source folder, and inside the source, let's also implement that. Now here I need to run this 3 line of code to implement less Tailwind based components and utilities, so all the overall things it's gonna work fine inside my application. So it's still not implemented. It's because there is another things I need to go with that. I need to set to watcher, so whenever I'm typing any of the class name, it's gonna watch and predefine, and it's gonna just combine that in my application. And also I need to go with that. Now the style sheet should be changed. So first thing first, this one is no longer needed for me, so I'm gonna remove. I need a link format, and here it will be style sheet. And now from the dist folder, I need to put that output.css. This is running here, so all the CSS gonna come here after combining from the Tailwind CSS, so it's gonna compress here. So if you go back, as you see, application is okay, and I have the Tailwind CSS running. Remember, it's already here. Now if I type something like, just remember, let's just remove that, and now I'm gonna type some background. Let's bj gray. As you see, the IntelliSense is working, and also text white. That's cool, it's working fine, but my application is not taking the CSS file. And formation is because, as you see, inside the config.js, what I did is, in whatever is inside in the source folder. From the source folder, it's gonna take that HTML.js. So what I need to do, I need to move my HTML inside my source folder. Let's move it. And once I moved, remember I'm running everything from index.html, so I need to change the path because I'm inside my source folder. So here I am, but still the CSS is not working, and there is because remember the dist file which we connected output.css, and it's because it's gonna go inside one step further. So now it's gonna work perfectly. If I just put it now, as you see, that's looking perfect. So now how we can implement the other CSS is very simple. In the logo, instead of that CSS class, what we're gonna do, we're gonna make that text 3XL font bold. Okay, so let's see. You see, that's taking the action. So now here, instead of that list, we're gonna make it flex item center, and we're gonna give a gap of 5. Okay, let's just reload. You see, that's actually taking an action. So no, we're gonna remove that style.css later on. So let's just see what actually you are getting. So everything is working perfectly. And also what we can do in that href tag, nothing is happening right now. So what actually we can do, we can put some class name. Let's put some class, and hover text it gonna be blue of 600, and cursor pointer duration we're gonna set that 200. You see, that's working smooth. And also what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give it 8 of gap. So let's go back to the services. As you see, the services is not getting because we need to connect that with the source folder, so that only it gonna go and implement. So what we will do, we're gonna move this 2 file to inside the source folder. Okay, so now let's go. Services is coming and others also coming, services, others, everything. But why it's not working? Remember that style sheet we are giving, so we need to change that formation. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy that header. Okay, let's okay, not that header, I'm gonna copy the header from that my HTML file, and let's go to the others and just paste it here. And also in the services, I'm gonna replace that header. Okay, in the services. And now also I need to do another things. I need to add that dist folder like over here also in the others. So instead of style, I'm gonna replace it here, and also in the services pages I'm gonna replace it here. And now this style.css I'm gonna remove, it's no longer necessary. So now if we go to the services, other, home, you see everything is working just fine. So now actually we can make it work. So first thing first, let's go in the index.css HTML, and now here give a class, and I'm gonna put a max width of screen axle, and also mx auto. You see, it's just pretty fine. And also make it a flex in column length, and I'm gonna give a gap of 5 and margin top of 10. Okay, that's cool. Application is running pretty smooth. And also what we can do in that header, also you can put the max width, but it's up to you how you want to change. I'll just try to make it simple. Okay, so also here I'm gonna make it text LG, a larger text, and also font it gonna be just make it normal. Okay, that looks good. And here in the h1 tag, I'm gonna put a class name, and the text it will be a 2XL font. I'm gonna make bold, and text it gonna be black. Okay, that looks cool. And the same thing I can replace here in the services and others. That's pretty simple. What I need to do, I'll just copy that, and here in the over here, what is actually the text it will be changed, which is that others, and I'm gonna replace it with the page. Okay, and now I'm gonna copy that same thing and just will go with the services. Okay, and I will just replace with the services. So now this is way you can actually let the Tailwind CSS work for you. You see that's running pretty smooth and fast. So the washer is set. Now any of the normal HTML file you can convert, and then you can target the Tailwind CSS to work with that. So this is for enough for today's 10 minute. We'll see you in the next video.